Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is basically a PSA for any of you who are very attractive guys. Maybe you're a bodybuilder, maybe you've been working on that body for a really long time and you have a ton of muscle, you look really good, but you're focusing on your imperfections and you tell yourself this story that you need to lose a little bit more body fat. You have to be like 8% body fat or something fucking insane before you're going to go out there and actually start talking to some women and hitting on women. Maybe you've been holding back and saying, I need to gain a little bit more muscle. Maybe my fucking deltoids aren't, the size of giant balloons. And once they are, maybe another 6 months or another year of training, then I will install Tinder and Hinge and start talking to some women. So many of you guys look like absolute fucking gods if you would just be objective about yourself, but you're holding back actually starting your dating life or your sex life or going out and finding a woman to build something with because you have this, it's procrastination based on fear, but you have this idea, this story that you tell yourself that you have to be absolutely perfect. You really don't. I am not perfect. I right now don't have the best body of all time. This is me, ladies and gentlemen, being very fucking vulnerable with you right now. You can see, boy has gained a fair bit of fat. A fair bit of fat over the last couple of months, maybe the last 6 months. I've been stress eating a fair bit while I build the business and sort of ignore going to the gym and stuff like that. I've been going to the gym, but I haven't really been putting in a fair bit of effort. So look how I look. And yet, in the last couple of weeks, we have had, Imogen and I, a whole bunch of sex with a whole bunch of really attractive, really lovely, really sexy women and had plenty of threesomes, tried BDSM. All of that stuff is over on my blog if you know where to find that. I've written stories and stuff like that. I can't link to it on YouTube because it's a little bit naughty and raunchy, but I have been having plenty of sex. I obviously have Imogen, my beautiful girlfriend, in my life. We've been together for 6 years. We have all that sex. I'm not perfect. I don't look perfect. I'm not a fucking bodybuilder, not even close to it. I don't have anywhere near abs. I'm probably right now, like 18% body fat? Kind of chubby right now. Look at this beautiful little bloated face, and yet I'm probably having more sex than you. Why? Because I actually fucking try. There are so many guys in my coaching program who are going out there and they're really, really, really not at the best shape that they possibly could be. I've worked with some morbidly obese clients, but they've gone outside, talked to a ton of women, they've installed the dating apps, they've put up their pictures, they've worked on getting better pictures and all of that over time. And they meet some beautiful women, have some incredible sex. Some of them get girlfriends because they're actually trying. And this entire conversation this morning was prompted by one of my friends who is literally a bodybuilder. And he does boxing and he's ridiculously lean, ridiculously attractive. He's just such a cool fucking guy as well. Like he dresses very cool. And some of my friends will know exactly who I'm referring to when I talk about him. He's ridiculously fucking attractive. And we've all been telling him that for a long time. He's just like stupendously attractive. He's like top 0.01%, especially in terms of like muscle and just God. The guy looks like a fucking god. He's just like a giant fucking bodybuilder. And on dating apps, women will message him first. And he literally has a message that he showed me, a screenshot that he showed me this morning of a girl messaging him and saying like, you're too fine for me, goddamn. Like there's so many girls that just message him and say that shit. Like you're too attractive for me. And his problem is, a good problem to have, is that sometimes women feel insecure around him because he's so attractive. But yet he doesn't always feel like that. And he's only just now starting to catch up to the fact that he's attractive. He's been attractive for like fucking 5 years. He's been working on his self-improvement and all of that. And he's had plenty of sex and all of that. This is not a guy that doesn't take action. He's a guy that crushes it. He probably wouldn't be my friend if he wasn't a guy crushing it. But he and his self-esteem have taken a little while to catch up to where he actually is. He's ridiculously attractive, but he doesn't always feel like that. And so many of you right now, especially those of you who are bodybuilders, or those of you who've been going to the gym for a while, you're the same. You're ridiculously fucking attractive. Like I just showed you my body. I'm not at the best. I'm trying to phrase this in a way that's kind to myself. I have not made my physical appearance in terms of my fat and my muscle a priority for about the last, honestly, like 4 years as I've built this business and this channel and all of this. I've gone hard down the entrepreneur route or the like building a community, building content, building coaching route. On this channel, I've done 750 YouTube videos. There's like another 400, 500 podcasts on my Spotify. I've written like 500 and something articles. I've gone all in with this shit. And so I haven't put as much time or effort or love into my body. And I'm very happy with that. That's a conscious choice that I've made. So many of you look 10,000 times better than me and what I just showed you I looked like right now. And yet you're not going out there and talking to people. I literally, right now, like I said, business or this community, this content is my number one focus. And yet in the last month, like I said, we've had sex with like 4 women. How? Because I actually fucking just put the tiniest little bit of effort in and go on Tinder or go on Hinge or go outside and talk to women. And all of you are capable of that too. And those of you who maybe aren't bodybuilders or you don't look like a god, maybe you look like I do right now. You got a fair bit of fat right there. There's not really much muscle definition. Maybe you're not at your best. I just showed you how I look. If I can be meeting women and having a great time and have a girlfriend of 6 years that I love to bits and she loves me to bits, you sure as fuck can too. But so many of you are holding back and saying, I'm going to wait till I'm perfect. You know, we have people that come to the coaching program and they'll say, my number one goal is to lose like, I don't know, 20 or 30 pounds of fat. And then I'll start talking to women. And we will always say the same thing to them. No, you're going to go actually start talking to women now while you lose the weight. And every single time, inevitably, they'll go outside, they'll go on dating apps, they'll start talking to women. And within the first couple of weeks, they'll meet someone. They'll have a beautiful experience. They'll have all this kinky, crazy fucking sex together and they'll lick each other's earlobes and finger each other's buttholes or whatever you guys are all into. And they'll have this crazy sex together and these beautiful memories. And they'll go, I can't believe that I was able to do that. I thought I had to be like low body fat. No. Obviously, the lower body fat you are, that helps. Obviously, the more time and effort and love you put into your own self-care and your own like grooming and get a decent haircut or shave it all off if you're, you know, a beautiful bald fucker like me, the more effort you put into your physical appearance, yes, it makes it easy or easier. But it's not binary. It's not like you have to be a complete god and then you get all the women and all the sex and all the relationships, or anything less than that you get zero. No, it doesn't work like that. Not everybody is as self-obsessed as we can be with our physical appearance in self-improvement. And that's not a bad thing. It's beautiful that we all focus on our appearance, right? It's how we improve ourselves. It's the first thing that someone sees. So yes, put effort and care and love into your self-improvement. But I am living proof that you don't have to look like a god. I don't. Like, I'm really just not that amazing looking. I look good enough. I like the way I look. I love the way I look, but I'm certainly not a fucking model. And I'm certainly not like low body fat. I'm not a bodybuilder. I don't have a ton of muscle. I kind of just look like an average guy right now who's put some effort into his grooming and some effort into his Tinder pictures. And then I go out there and I just play the numbers game. I have a lot more to offer than just my physical appearance. Obviously, that helps. If you're able to offer like BDSM, if you're able to offer like threesomes, if you're a kind, loving, genuine human being who gets that across in your messages, if you're able to mentor people, like all of that stuff helps, obviously. But you really don't have to be a freaking god. And so many of you bodybuilders and so many of you in the gym are holding back and procrastinating out of fear, out of this like procrastination, thinking that you have to be some fucking god. You really don't. So to all of you out there right now who look like gods, but you're just telling yourself you have to look even more like a god before you go and start talking to women, go outside and just say hello to a woman. It might blow your mind that they already think you're ridiculously fucking attractive, like way more attractive than any guy they've ever met before or ever slept with before. And they would love to go on a date with you and have a great time. And to all of you who look a little bit more average, like I do, go out there and talk to women. Go on the dating apps. Go outside. Absolutely, you are capable of meeting women and having a great time. And not just like any women. You're capable of meeting really nice women, really attractive women, really hot women, women who have so much to add to your life and you'll add to their life. Go outside and do it. And to any of you who happen to be not where you want to be with your body, maybe you're obese, maybe you're morbidly obese, definitely go outside and start talking to women. It will blow your mind that 99% of them will be ridiculously nice to you. And when you don't have that self-esteem or you don't have that evidence that any woman would ever be nice to you, one of the kindest things that you could ever do for yourself is to go outside and see that they will be nice to you. Some of them will even give you a phone number and you'll go like, why the fuck is this woman giving me a phone number? I'm morbidly obese, or I'm not where I want to be. Why is she saying yes to me? Surely this will be a fake number. You walk away, you say, thanks for talking to me. You text her, you're like, hey, it was nice to meet you. And she's like, it was nice to meet you too. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, why is she replying to me? You say, do you want to like maybe grab a Starbucks sometime? Like, if you want to, and feel free to say no, but like, would you like to? And she'll go, sure, I'd love that. And you're like, is this bitch tripping? Like, does she not know I'm morbidly obese? Surely she knows that. Is she retarded? And you text, hey, are you retarded? And she's like, that's not very nice. Obviously, don't text, are you retarded? But you say, like, do you want to meet on Friday, 3 p.m.? Let's grab a Starbucks. She goes, wow, yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait. You meet up with her. You're like, surely she won't show up. She shows up. You're sitting there across from her going like, what? Is she retarded? Like, why is she sitting here with me on a date? Like, doesn't she know that I'm not where I need to be with my self-improvement? Doesn't she know that I'm not good enough? And no, she doesn't know that, because that's just your perception of yourself. You know, it's funny. Yesterday I watched the Pixar movie Inside Out 2, and any of you that want to watch that movie, I fucking highly recommend that, by the way. That was a really good movie. Any of you that want to watch, maybe skip the next like 30 seconds. It might be slight spoilers. I'm only going to slightly spoil one thing, and it's not a massive spoiler, but it's going to be a slight spoiler, so you have been warned. Okay. Those of you who are still here, there is one moment when the main character, her internal voice and her internal belief about herself is, I'm not good enough. And holy fuck, as soon as she said that, I just started like fucking sobbing. I was like crying, because I was like, this is like so many of you guys. And any of you women listening, this is so many of you too. This is so many of the women that I end up dating and, you know, spending time with. This is so many of my coaching clients, that internal fucking voice that says, I'm not good enough. It's probably 99% of you listening right now. And then that 1% of you who are like, I'm good enough. I love myself. Thumbs up to you. Welcome to the club. Hello. Like, I'm really glad you're here. But for 99% of you who think you're not good enough, you project that onto other people. And you assume that other people will think you're not good enough too. You know, you think, I'm too fat, I'm too ugly, I don't have enough muscle, I'm bald, I'm old, I'm Asian, I'm Indian, I'm, you know, short, if I didn't already say that. Whatever excuse you might want to add, or whatever limiting belief, this self-hatred belief that you have about yourself, you project that onto others. And you assume, if I think I'm not attractive enough, every other woman, or if you're a woman, every other man on the planet is probably going to think the same about me. No. You know, it's like that beautiful quote, or that beautiful scene from The Big Lebowski that I quote all the time, where he's like, that's just your opinion, man. It is. If you think you're ugly, that's just your fucking opinion. There are a lot of people out there who don't have that same opinion about you, or who won't have that same opinion about you if you just give them the chance to meet you for 5 minutes. You walk up to them on the street and say, hi, can we chat for 5 minutes? You're really pretty and I wanted to say hi. Within that 5 minutes, they might decide that you're really beautiful, or that you're really handsome, or that you're really cool, or you're interesting, or you're sweet, or you're nice, or you're kind, or a million other things, or you're interesting, nerdy. Lots of people are into nerdiness, even though you probably tell yourself a story that, like, what girl would be into nerds? Lots of girls. But whatever limiting belief you have about yourself, or story of I'm not good enough, you project that onto everyone else. And it's just your fucking opinion. You know, you might right now be more, you are right now more than good enough for at least one other person on the planet to like you. A lot more than one, but at least one person on the planet will like you. Your mission is to go out there and find that person, while also improving yourself, so that one becomes 2, 5, 10, 50, 100, a million. Lots of people will find you interesting. And that's already the case. You just don't believe that about yourself yet. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be sitting here listening to my videos. You'd just be out there meeting people, having friends, building relationships, and all that good shit. But you've told yourself this fucking story that you're not good enough. And it's a painful fucking story, isn't it? I know how much that story hurts. I'm not good enough is the most painful story that any human has ever told about themselves. And it's also the most false. Good enough according to whom? Good enough according to people outside. There's lots of people outside that will find you good enough. You just haven't talked to them. Good enough according to society. There's lots of people in society, lots of societies that will think you're good enough. Good enough according to your own gender. There's lots of people, lots of guys that will think you're already good enough. And for you women listening, lots of women who'll already think that you're good enough. The only person whose opinion really matters on that is yours. You are the one who gets to tell the story. You're holding the pen, writing the story of your own life, and it's up to you whether or not you think you're good enough. And that can be a fucking tough one, because it's easy to default to, I'm not good enough. That's the way the brain works. It's the way the ego works. It's a survival mechanism to help you go out and get more. You know, if you say, I don't have enough money, you'll go make more money. That's a nice survival mechanism, isn't it? If you have some food, but you feel like I don't have enough food, you'll go out and get more food, so you're more likely to survive. It's literally an inbuilt survival mechanism. And it's a very beautiful one. It's probably what's kept us, or a big part of what has kept us alive up until this point. But You're not in survival mode anymore. You don't need to be that desperate, greedy, scarcity mindset, ego that says it's not good enough and says it always needs more before it can be okay. And what will happen is you'll achieve more. You'll make all the money, you'll have all the sex, and then you'll still in that moment feel like I'm not good enough, because that's the way your brain works. And then in that moment, you have a choice to make. Am I good enough? Maybe I am. And maybe I'd just like to have a little bit more. And maybe I'll just enjoy my self-improvement instead of beating myself over the head with it, telling myself I'm a piece of shit, or I'm ugly, or I'm not good enough, or I'm a loser, or I need to fix myself. I'm broken and I have to fix myself. You're not broken. There's nothing to fix. You are already, as you are right now, okay. And all that self-improvement is just a fun playground, a fun sandpit that you get to explore in. You get to try these cool goals. You get to make a lot of money. You get to have a lot of sex. You get to improve your body. You get to go on wild adventures and travel. Whatever it is that any of you are interested in, that's all play. That's all bonus. But you are enough right now. You are okay. And there are so many people outside. If you would just go outside or go on a dating app or just make some friends, so many people out there that already think you're good enough. They will think you're good enough within the first fucking 10 minutes of talking to you, but you just haven't given yourself that opportunity because you're so blinded by your own opinion, your own ego, your own story that says you're not good enough. But you are. It's up to you to go out there and test that out. Don't just take my word for it. I'm just some, bold, kind of chubby guy right now on the internet. Right? Don't take my opinion for this. Go outside and dare to live a little. Go outside and try and make some friends. Try and talk to the opposite gender. Try and talk to the same gender if you're into that. Whatever it is, go out there and risk a little. Take a little chance. Don't just believe me. Fortune favors the bold. Maybe another way of phrasing that is on the opposite side of fear is all the really juicy stuff, the really beautiful stuff. You aren't going to build an amazing, incredible life unless you push past that comfort zone a little bit and take a chance, risk a little bit of rejection, risk other people telling you that you're not good enough. And I'm telling you, most people won't ever tell you that to you because first of all, that's not very kind. And most people are pretty fucking kind, or they try really hard to be. And then second of all, most people probably already think you're good enough because they're so fucking worried about themselves and not being good enough. All the insecurities and the doubts and the fears and the self-obsession that you have, everybody else outside is feeling that too. And so when you walk up to a woman and say, fuck, like I'm really scared, but you're really cute and I wanted to say hi, her brain is going, oh, fuck, I hope he doesn't find out that I'm not good enough. Oh, shit, like, oh, I'm a fucking train wreck and a mess and I'm insecure. God, please don't fuck this up. There's so many women out there thinking that while you're in your own head, they're in theirs. And you can extend an olive branch and cross that chasm between, each other and reach out and be a little honest and be like, hey, look, I'm, a little nervous to do this. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but you're really cute and I wanted to say hi. And she'll go, I'm kind of nervous too. And you go, great, let's be nervous together. Let's be two people that are slowly working on our self-esteem together. Let's see if we can come together, build something beautiful, or even just have a fun, casual, amazing experience together, add to each other's lives. I will finish up this video by saying, if you want to work on that sense of self and that feeling of like, I'm not good enough, and start switching that into, you know what, I'm okay. And I'm just going to add a little bit more. I'm okay as I am right now, and tomorrow I'm going to be a tiny little bit better. I have 2 exercises for this. These 2 exercises are mandatory for all of my coaching clients. When people sign up to the coaching program, there's like a whole list of videos that we get them to watch. We've got like a little video library to go along with the coaching program. And like the first fucking video, maybe it's like the second video, is these 2 exercises that I'm going to give you. The first one is called the 50 Things About Yourself That Are Likeable exercise. And as the name implies, you get out a big piece of paper, or you do this on your computer or your phone or whatever, and you write down 50 things about yourself that are likable. 50 reasons someone else might like you. More to the point, 50 reasons why you're allowed to like yourself. Maybe even one day love yourself. And it's okay if that exercise is a little bit of a struggle for you. It's okay if you can't think of 50 things. Your mission is to just slowly, over time, add things to that list. And if it takes you the next 5 years to write a list of 50 things, beautiful. That's amazing. Great. Slowly work on it over the next 5 years. If you can only come up with one thing, that's amazing. Put that one thing on there, and then every week add one more thing to that until you get to 50. So that's the first exercise, and that will slowly help you build your sense of self. It will help you build that sense of self-love, and it will help you switch I'm not good enough to maybe I am good enough, or maybe I'm okay. That's a nice starting point. Maybe I'm okay right now, and in the future I'll try and be even more awesome. I'm okay as I am, and I'll work on being awesome. Rather than what a lot of you tell yourself, which is, I'm a loser right now. I'm a piece of shit. I'm not good enough. You are good enough. The second exercise is what I call mirror therapy. Go into somewhere where there's a mirror, look into your own eyes in the mirror, and you say, I love you to yourself. And this can be very intimidating at first. This can be very nerve-wracking. You might have all sorts of thoughts of like, especially if you're a man, I had these thoughts. This is gay. Why am I doing this gay fucking shit? Like saying that I love myself. The fact that you have all that resistance and your brain goes, this is gay. Like, why do I fucking do this? Doesn't that tell you that it's something that might be worth doing? Feeling all that fear, wouldn't it be very masculine, very courageous to overcome that and go, you know what, fuck it. I have all this resistance. My brain or my ego, really it's my ego. My defensive ego is telling me that this is gay or this is stupid. Like, what's the point of this? Like, this is so dumb. Maybe I'll try like jumping over that and doing it anyway. And if you can't say you love yourself, if you can't say I love you to yourself, that's okay. I really struggled with this one myself. I've been doing this for about 2 years now. I've done it every single day for 2 years straight. I haven't missed a single day in 2 years. I've always managed to find a mirror. There's a mirror everywhere. If there isn't, you can just use your phone, use the front facing camera and just look at yourself in the, display. But every day for 2 years I've been doing this, and it's been absolutely fucking beautiful at helping me show myself that I'm okay. I am enough. And I'm just working on getting a little more. But if you struggle to say I love you, try saying I like you. If you struggle to say that, try saying you're okay. If you struggle to say that, try saying you're doing a good job, or I'm decent, or I'm okay, or everything's fine. Just try saying something nice to yourself and slowly build that up to saying I love you. But I want to really just round this out by saying to all of you, you are enough. I promise. No matter where you are, no matter what your body might look like, what your fucking financial situation might look like, what your height, your age, your freaking intelligence, anything, I promise you, all of you listening, men and women, and men, women, and women, men, and whatever other fucking denominations there are out there, you are more than good enough right now. You've just been likely telling yourself a story that you're not, that you need to achieve more, be more, build more, look better, all of that stuff. And those things are beautiful. Those are wonderful goals. Work on them. Have fun with them. But I promise you, you're allowed to be okay while you work on those things. You don't have to wait for happiness. You don't have to wait to achieve those goals before you feel okay. You are okay. And if you really struggle to love yourself, if you really just can't do it right now, that's okay. It's something that you can slowly build over time. But if you really struggle to say I love you to yourself, I'll say it for you. I love you.